Theresa May and Dominic Raab spiked a deal constructed by bureaucrats so they could avoid the resignation of Tory ministers, explained Sky News Europe correspondent Mark Stone. Speaking from Brussels, Mr. Stone speculated, "I wonder how much politics is at play here on both sides. On the British side, Theresa May needs to be seen to be fighting until the last minute. If Dominic Raab had headed home to London last night with a deal in his pocket, that would have given a good 2-3 days for Tory ministers to perhaps look at it and resign." He added, "If they can't string it out until the last minute before that summit, it will make things a bit different. The one moment to look at, for now, this week is Wednesday night in Brussels. Theresa May around the table with her 27 counterparts at dinner, making a last-ditch attempt to find a deal, with less than 6 months until the UK leaves the Brussels bloc. Brexit negotiators are yet to reach a deal over the UK's exit from the EU after a flurry of crisis meetings were held when Mr. Raab rushed to Brussels for talks with Mr. Barnier. Following a tense showdown, Mr. Barnier posted on Twitter, "Despite intense efforts, some key issues are still open, including measures to avoid a hard border between Ireland and Northern Ireland." Brexit News Europe correspondent Mark Stone believes Theresa May's image. Sky News EU 27 members met without Britain in Brussels yesterday evening, where they were told a final agreement has not yet been reached. It comes after Brexit Secretary Mr. Raab raced to Brussels for a highly unusual Sunday afternoon meeting with Mr. Barnier, which prompted speculation a Brexit deal was in the offing. But senior EU sources said negotiations had yet to produce a final deal for leaders to approve this week, and some signaled that more meetings would be necessary to get agreement on the withdrawal terms. The EU's timetable before Wednesday's summit will now have to shift, meaning a meeting of EU advisers has been postponed from Monday to make way for more talks. Europe correspondent Mark Stone said politicians had spiked the deal. He explained, "What we understand is that at a technical level, yesterday here in the Commission building, the negotiators did make good progress and they, at a technical level, had some sort of deal on paper. Then when the politicians got involved, namely Dominic Raab, it simply wouldn't fly for him and the sort of Brexit that him and Theresa May are after, so effectively the politicians spiked the deal that the bureaucrats and technocrats managed on both sides to pull together." However, the Department for Exiting the European Union (DEXEU) insisted there are still a number of outstanding issues to be discussed, including the thorny Irish border issue. A UK government spokesman said, "Brexit Secretary Dominic Raab will be in Brussels this afternoon to meet with Michel Barnier, with several big issues still to resolve, including the Northern Ireland backstop." It was jointly agreed that face-to-face talks were necessary ahead of this week's October European Council.